morning, everybody. Nice to greet you. The fire is not working this morning, so we're just going to proceed without the fire. Jesus in Matthew 17 this morning was transfigured before the disciples, and his face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as light. Behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, talking with him. And Peter answered and said to Jesus, Lord, it's good for us to be here. If you wish, let's make 3 tabernacles, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. And while he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and suddenly a voice came out of the cloud saying, This is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. Hear him. When the disciples heard this, they fell on their faces. Can you imagine how it felt to see the glory of God? And can you imagine that it was similar to what Moses was dealing with on the mountain? We've gone from thou shalt do this or that to I will. And we find that in Psalm 40 verse 8, that I delight to do your will, O God. And so our focus has changed from a legal, we have to do these things, to I have the joy of doing this, I want to do this. Peter recalls the joy of this and having that holy moment with the presence of God. The question is, how do I come face to face with God and have a holy moment? And just as simple as this is, God can speak to you through this, that he does want us to come face to face. He's not holding our sin against us. He actually wants us to have our sins forgiven and to move on. And it's so that we can be well on the inside, so we can show well on the outside. The glory of God is that don't lose heart, and don't let the devil take your heart. Don't let the devil take your dreams or your desires. And don't live under a cloud of gloom all the time, because there is a better choice. You can choose to have sunshine in your heart. We used to sing songs in Sunday school, I'm a little sunbeam, I'll be a sunbeam for him. The world is feeling the depression, the anxiety, the mental distress with all the changes that have had to take place. But if the presence or the ministry of the Spirit is on the inside, working on the outside, it has to come, and it has to come into your heart, has to come from your heart. So this time we set aside this morning that we recall the glory of the God shone on the face of Moses back in the Old Testament, but the glory of God surrounded Jesus as well. There's many depictions of the accounts from the disciples by artists in the past, how there was this kind of halo glory that hung around them. Obviously, if you have enough of the Spirit, there's a physical demonstration. That's totally within the realm and the spectrum of what the biblical text would indicate. However, that's not the focus of our attention. The focus of our attention is having the glory on the inside, working on the outside. And if you don't have the glory on the inside, then how can you share the glory with someone else? And so the thought for this morning is that we're changed from glory to glory. And what that looks like, you need to discover yourself. You need to move forward with that. And just expect the supernatural to be part of your life every day. I'm changing today from what it was yesterday. And what I will be tomorrow will be changed again. So we just encourage you, read your text in Matthew chapter 17, the account of Jesus being on the Mount of Transfiguration. Read 2 Peter 1:17. That's 2 Peter 1:17. And also reflect on Psalm 40 verse 8. Have a Selah moment on it. I desire, I delight to do your will. And that's the thought for the day. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy having Jesus on the inside and the outside. And we'll see you again soon.